Hi everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special video. We're doing a little bit of maybe a redemption, but also a new comparison, extra video for E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye. So, this might be the second or the first video that comes out for it, I'm not sure yet. It's either a sequel or a prequel. So I won't share what happened in the first video. Either go watch it or stay tuned. A big shout out to Alex Sabha, who sent us the sample of the much lauded E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye. Oh my God, the new release from the Colonel himself. How much should we pay for it, Bourbon Bill? You know, MSRP is about $77. I think I'd stick with that, to be honest, okay? No age statement on it, but my buddy Nate the Tater, as he likes to be called, gave me a sample of something I haven't had since high school. A Handy from the same distillery. It's Thomas H Handy 2023 edition, baby. Thank you, Nate, for the sample. 124.9 proof, so it's pretty close, as our E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye is 126. The 2023 Thomas H Handy does carry an age statement of 6 years and 2 months. MSRP of $125. So it's considerably more expensive, and it's part of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. So I'm pretty excited. You know, I hear the Thomas H Handy is good stuff. You know, year after year. Oh, gotta get that one. You know, whatever. Will it be good? Will it beat H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye? Let's find out tonight. Come along for the ride. And we're being a little bit more quiet tonight because we got some sick people in the house. Not me, but others. Back in filming comparison, this is the second video. Will it release that way? We don't know. Before we dive into the H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye, we got to talk about today's sponsor. It's ZBiotics, everybody. There it is. Our favorite little small bottle that helps us feel better the next day. Look, have you ever just gone to Granny's house? Last Christmas I went to Granny's and I felt terrible the next day. She poured me all that cheap wine. Or bourbon, or vodka, or tequila, whatever it is. ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic can help you feel better the next day. ZBiotics is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to help you tackle those rough mornings after drinking. Or Granny's heavily alcoholic fruitcake. Did you know when you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut? And it's this toxic byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next morning. ZBiotics pre-alcohol produces an enzyme that breaks down this toxic byproduct to help you feel your best the next day. So remember, drink ZBiotics pre-alcohol before you start drinking any alcoholic beverages. Drink some water, get a good night's rest, and you're going to feel your best the next day. So look, down somewhere on your screen there's going to be a QR code and some words there. Go to zbiotics.com/bourbonbill or scan the QR code to save 15% off your first order. Look at me looking out for your wallet. Here it is, boys and gals. And look, get you some now before we go to Thanksgiving and we get all tore up. Or Christmas. All these holidays are coming up and you're going to need it. So I'm helping you out right here. Get yourself some ZBiotics. Alright, E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye on the nose. You know, caramely, brown sugar a little bit. It's trying to have some fruit, but it's just not that fruity. Like, it has a whiffs of cherry and like peach, but it's just not deep enough down the hatch. Just leaves me wanting more. You know, it's good. It's got a little bit of that Buffalo Trace cherry. There's some caramels here, some brown sugars. You know, there's a pop of flavor. It's good, but it just doesn't scream overall special. I think for the MSRP of, you know, $77, it's fine. If you bought it for that, if you bought it for maybe $100, you know, there's better stuff out there for $100. Trust me. Either go watch the first video, link it above, or you can watch this one, or watch it after this one. But it's just, there's more in there, comparisons for it, and it's not It's good, but don't overpay. That's the bottom line, folks. That's the bottom line. I would certainly not pay anywhere near what people are charging on secondary. No, no, no. Now, what you came to find out. What is Bourbon Bill's reaction to Thomas H. Handy? Is it better than E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye? I certainly hope so. For $125 here MSRP, and you might be paying more than that, I get it. It's BTAC, everybody. Everybody just opens their wallet and lets the cash flow out for BTAC, and you know, for George T. Stagg or William LaRue Weller, like really top tier stuff. And the others, I never tried the others, but I can maybe see why if you're a big spender. But for a 6-year age-dated rye, when there's so much stuff released this year, see if it's justified. On the nose, a similar but better nose. We get the I get like a cherry peaches, that traditional Buffalo Trace type profile on here. I get like a molasses cola type stuff as well. So it's traditional Buffalo Trace type flavors with the rye spice. Pretty nice. Get a faint hint of mint on this as well. So to me, it's like a cherry, peachy, cola, molasses covered mint, maybe? I mean, it's better than it sounds when I say it like that. All right, down the hatch. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Longer finish, I like that about it. It's overall a little smoother, even though it's roughly the same proof. Flavor delivery is good here. I think it's like the mid palate towards the finish where it really packs a punch. Yeah, so this is all like kind of peach rings, a little bit of cherry, molasses, honey, some cinnamon, some rye spice, a good bit of citrus. I don't really get any mint on the palate. I think it's pretty damn good. If this was available every day, would I spend $125? I just don't know. And that's sad. Is it better than E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye? Yes. Yes, it is. They're honestly fairly similar on the palate. But the Thomas H. Handy feels just richer, deeper, darker. You know, the whole thing. It's just better. Which leads me to believe maybe the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye is like somehow young. I don't think it was younger, but just somehow like the reject barrels that they didn't choose for Handy. Could have been. Does the hand, like I've seen people vote 2023 Handys like, oh my god, best thing I've ever tasted, 10 out of 10, and I just couldn't disagree more. Is it very good? Yes. Bourbon Bill's rating would be like a B+. And I just think the price is too much for what it is. And you know, some of you are going to crucify me for that, and so be it. I think it's very good. I think if you're a Buffalo Trace fanboy and you love that flavor profile, it might be like one of the better things you've ever had. I could see how you might score that really high. For me, I don't think MSRP is a good deal on it. It's a 6-year rye. You can get Pikesville 6-year rye for like $50. You know, now look, Pikesville's not as good. I'll be honest, but that's the value prop. You know, I just feel like the Handy's missing the age to justify the price tag. Now, of course, people are going to pay way more for that, and you know, whatever. That's on you. But it's very good. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Alex, for the samples as well. I'm grateful. Trust me. I'd love to try the Handy, and now I know I'll never overpay for one. But it is better than E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye. If you've never been able to taste the Handy, but you can somehow get an E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye at MSRP, it's close to that. The Handy's better, but you're getting the general ballpark flavor out of the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye that you are on the Handy. The Handy is better. So there we go. We've settled that debate. Now, what are alternatives to the Thomas H. Handy 2023? Sagamore 9-year rye. Also an LE release for 2024. Okay, how about $79 hairs or less? Under $80 hairs, folks. Some places are selling it for less than $79. Okay, 112.6, compute 56.3% alcohol by volume. Big age statement on the front, 9 years. 50% more than the Handy, and we don't know what happened with the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. They did an 8-year last year, which was also killer. 9-year this year. They're doing a 10-year next year. So it's like, look, this is kind of a nationwide release for Sagamore. So you're going to be able to get one of these easier than you are a dang Handy. or the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye for that matter. We'll pour it up here in the mini. So, can Sagamore smoke a Handy? Or an E.H. Taylor? I don't know. What I do know, holy smokes, there's a color difference, folks. Darker than the Handy. And the Handy's a little bit darker than the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye. So there you go. Sagamore 9 years darker, which we almost always say on this channel, unless it's Texas whiskey, darker is always better. On the nose. Good Lord, the 9 year just smokes them on the nose. And oh, way more fruit, darker, richer. There's oak here, there's caramels. Oh. There's a nice orange molasses thing going on now. What a killer nose. It's definitely better than any of those two. It is lower proof though, we'll say that. Down the hatch. Oh, sweet heavens. That's so good. Yeah, it kind of slaps them in an embarrassing way. It's so much better than the Thomas Handy or the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. It's actually shocking. Shocking. Way to go, Sagamore. You should be so proud of yourselves for this. And shame on you, Buffalo Trace, for charging $125 for a 6-year rye. I mean, and that's part of your Buffalo Trace antique collection. Ain't nothing antique about a goddamn 6-year rye. Nothing. I digress. The Sagamore 9 year is way fruitier. It's got oak. It's got caramels. It's just older. It's more mature. It's actually thicker on the mouthfeel despite being, 12 proof points less. The price, everything about the Sagamore 9 year is better. I can't. Okay, the proof's lower, so it doesn't burn you as much. That's the only thing you're getting with the Handy here. Yeah, I stand by that. Going back to the Handy, like I said, it's still good. It's still good stuff, but I like to see the Handy, A, more available because it's only 6 years old. 2, it should be in that $80 hair range. That's where it plays. If you're a massive fan of the Buffalo Trace profile, if that is your preferred profile above all else, the Handy could be your Super Bowl, could be your unicorn, could be your World Series, and I get that. But for the rye drinker, what I'm trying to highlight here is that the Sagamore 9 years, richer, deeper flavors, and a better price, and more available. What can you say more about it? To me, it's better than the Handy, and it's not super hard for me to decide that. That's all I'm going to say. One final comparison for those that just don't want to hunt any LEs but want something maybe better than Handy. Let's find out. You guys asked for it. Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. Oh, this one happens to be a store pick. But even some shelfers are older than this store pick now. This one's 133.2, compute 66.6% alcohol by volume. Nice dark rich color. Most of the store pick JDs from last year, this is from last year, were about 7 years old. Here in 2024, I've heard of them going as high as 8.5. So let's err on the side of this is a 7 year, still older than the Thomas H Handy. Price on these is about $68 hairs, give or take a few. So significantly cheaper, although not age stated, generally older if it's a pick. I think the shelfers are around 6, so it's a wash probably with the Thomas H Handy in terms of age. Color, oh, she darker. On the nose. Oh, delicious charred bananas, deep dark rich caramel, molasses. Oh. Have I gone to heaven? I don't know. Down the hatch. Oh my God. Good Lord, why does everything shit on the Handy? Oh man. That's significantly better. Just like the, I really expected more out of the Thomas H Handy. Alright, a lot of bananas, char, like oak, woodiness here, barrel char coming out of this store pick Jack Daniels. It's pure perfection. I dig the mouthfeel and the flavors more on the JD. And again, it's not that hard for me to decide that the Jack Daniels is better. So, all of you that are sad, weeping, I didn't get a handy. A, talk to your wife or girlfriend. B, if you meant the whiskey, I've given you a couple good options here. Is there more? Oh, absolutely. Let's not even talk about all the 12-year-ish MGP rye that came out of Barrel Proof this year from all the NDPs. River Roots, Short Barrel, Bella Bedford. All of them would smoke the shit out of this handy. Smoke the shit out of it. All of them. Double the age. Some of them may be around the same. Those were all like $130-ish to $100 hairs a bottle. So, they're in the same price point as the handy roughly, right? But double the age. Are they better? Yes, they're all better. I could spend another hour doing comparisons for you. But look, you're going to probably be able to get a Jack Daniels Barrel Proof Rye. Maybe it's a shelver, maybe it's not quite as good. It's a different flavor profile, I get it. But in terms of elevation of experience, you're right here. You're right here with the Jack Daniels. If you can find a nice Sagamore 9-year, you're getting an LE. You're getting a fantastic fruit bomb of a rye. I think the Sagamore 9-year lends itself more to the Buffalo Trace lover. If you're a Buffalo Trace lover, you like cherry cola type flavors, maybe some peach, right? And you like an easy, smooth sipper, okay? Sagamore 9-year is all that for you. It's tons of fruit. It's more fruits than those two. And the flavor's deeper and richer. It's fairly smooth. It's fairly heavy, viscous on the palate. If you love Buffalo Trace, do yourself a favor and try the Sagamore 9-year. It's chef's kiss deliciousness. If you're looking for a high-end rye experience but don't have the money or the time, or you just don't give a shit to find the handy, get a Jack Daniels Barrel Proof Rye. So thank you, Nate. Thank you, Alex, again for providing these samples. Couldn't do it without you too. Appreciate it. Sad to say, I probably will not care. If I see a handy at MSRP, would I buy it? I don't even know. I hate spending that much money knowing what it tastes like. I don't know. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Have a good evening, everybody.